You know, the thing about starting something new is that you're going to make mistakes. Here I am, just my second video into starting my new YouTube channel, and I inadvertently record a lot of footage in slow motion. So when all of a sudden background sounds start playing again, that means I inadvertently started shooting in real time. 2 mistakes, 1 not so good, and 1 good that hopefully I can learn from. It's not exactly how I wanted to start this video, but I think it's going to be a happy mistake. Now back to the original way I wanted to start this video. My wife and I have been talking about redoing our bathroom for a long time. The only problem was, it wasn't that bad. So I kept thinking to myself, why put time and effort into it if there's nothing wrong with it? But let me take a step back first and tell you about how this all began, and why I had to interrupt this video to unload this box. See, I work from home from my 9 to 5. And that allows me to work on projects and videos. It also means that when UPS almost unsuccessfully delivers my wood pellets,
we're going downtown.
I have the extra time to move them from the front porch to the garage. But I digressed. Now, my 6-year-old son loves reading and will read anything he can get his hands on. While Mrs. Oak and I can no longer spell words to message each other in front of the kids, I love that he has this passion for reading at such an early age. Recently, he's become very interested in the Dogman comics. He comes to me one day and he asked me about some words in the back of the book. He didn't know what they meant, so he asked me. So my boy and I took a moment to look the word up and learn what it means together. I looked at one of the words, and barely being able to pronounce it, had to give my old head a scratch. Obsequious. Yes, the word was obsequious. And being obedient or attentive to an excessive or servile degree is the definition. Naturally, since I wanted my son to learn what this word meant, we had to dive deeper into what that word actually means. So with the help of a little internet searching, we found the definition and stumbled upon another word that was unfamiliar-ish to us, or at least to my son. Uriah Heepish was the new word we were chasing. And sticking with the theme of missed opportunities, we spent the next few minutes spending the time together trying to figure out what the hell that word meant, outside of an adjective related to an English rock band from the 60s. Evidently, Uriah Heep, the band, was named after a character in a Charles Dickens novel who was notable for being sycophancy. What the hell does that mean? Sycophancy is defined as using insincere flattery to gain advantage. I had to think really deeply on that definition, mainly because my chimp brain had no idea what that meant. But also because I never want my life to become sycophancy, obsequious, Uriah Heepish, or complacent. This rabbit hole of knowledge that we find ourselves going down had my son asking me more questions that my brain just couldn't answer. So I told him we would talk about it in the morning. And it's a good thing that I thought about it more that evening, because the first thing he asked me about the next morning was what that Webster's bowl of brain salad meant. So I explained to him the best that I could. He wandered off in the middle of my ramblings, but we both came out of that conversation with a lesson learned. My son and I came to realize that my Uriah Heepish attitude towards my bathroom had become one of the things I dislike most in my life. The easy living complacency. I had become obsequious to a bathroom that was okay, but that I really didn't like. Waiting, watching, wishing my whole life away. Dreaming, thinking, ready for my happy day, and some easy living. Easy living is gonna come, but that time isn't now. Husband and father forever, creator and doer on the side. Spend time with family. Time to pick up the kids. Go to work. Meeting time. Keep working on this YouTube channel. Spend more time with family. Go to bed. Remodel half bath. Repeat. Just that easy living since you've taken your place in my heart. Okay, so what does all this mean? Why am I talking about a bathroom? What opportunity did I waste? What am I building here? And why am I talking about a band that most people who watch this video have never heard of? That opportunity to spend time with my son that I didn't waste was probably going to be motivation enough to finally redo my half bathroom, to finally make this video. But it was my wife that truly inspired me to do so. See, Mrs. Oak is more encouraging than myself, because my head is full of doubt. Self-doubt. Okay. Baby's sleeping, kids are braiding and coloring, and I have, 30 minutes. Let's see how this mold turned out. Doubt that would make me feel guilty for taking this time from my kids. Doubt that would, in the words of Uriah Heep, keep me humble from ever redoing this half bathroom. My first time doing a pour like this, a sheet of melamine with packing tape, cheap packing tape nonetheless, not the kind you really want to use on a box, because it's not making it to its destination if you do. This turned out really well. Okay, so maybe my packing tape isn't that cheap. I like it. And maybe Amazon should watch this video for when they have to ship wood pellets. I actually started this project before I even considered telling my story about it. In my head, I'm thinking, who wants to see another one of the millions, as Google defines it, of bathroom remodels that exist on YouTube? And that brings me back to what I have been building in the story so far, and why you're not going to see me working on my bathroom. This whole project started when I found this wall piece on Magnolia's website. I instantly knew where I wanted to put it, and knew it would be the kickstart to flush my obsequious attitude down the drain. So I ordered the wall piece, and it was exactly what I was looking for, and exactly what I needed to redo my bathroom. The only problem was, it was definitely shipped straight from China. This got me thinking. 1, I could definitely build this. It probably wouldn't be cheaper than what I paid for the piece, but at least it would be handmade in the USA. And 2, this is a great opportunity to tell my story, not only about my bathroom remodel and the shelf that I decided to build, but about how opportunities can come and go so quickly in our lives, whether it is to go for a walk, play with your kids, take a new job, or to not go see Bob Denver at the mall a month before he passes away, regretting that decision for the rest of your life. So here I am, freezing my butt off in my garage, in one of the coldest months in Ohio, building a shelf for my half bathroom, so that I can share my story about not missing an opportunity, because it's true. Back at it today. Got a little bit of extra time to work on this. It's 16 degrees outside. It's not much warmer in here, but nevertheless, it's winter in Ohio and we're gonna get it done. We miss 100% of the opportunities that we do not take. I know this is only my second video, but after this project, I am thinking I may have to rename this channel from the Ohio Oak to Middle-Aged Man Fumbling Around His 2-Car Garage that he has turned into a 1-car garage. Now a little more about this shelf. I had some scrap wood left over from a project I did a few years ago in my kitchen when I turned 2 slabs of walnut into floating shelves. Remember, I turned a 2-car garage into a 1-car garage because I'm a man and it's impossible for me to get rid of anything I think might be useful in the next 1 to 10 years. So when Mrs. Oak ever asks when I'm going to clean the garage out, I'm going to have to remind her of the one little shelf that we have hanging in our bathroom. So the shelf started with some scrap wood and my love for the modern minimalist design, with some luxurious, if you will, accents. After some trial and error, I believe I've got it. Is it perfect? No. Is it the best? No. But is it what I was going for? Yes. Luxurious basically meaning that I like the way black with gold accents look. I don't know if this is gonna work. This is a lamp end. That's what you use to keep your lampshade on your lamp. But it's the color I want. Found it at Lowe's. It's really exactly what I was looking for. So I love the look of black paint on walls. I've just been hesitant to try it anywhere in my house. So when this bathroom remodel started, and I found that wall hanging, I knew this was the right opportunity. I really love being able to turn scrap wood into a usable project, a piece of art, a staple piece for a room. Learning how to use epoxy and wood over the last few years has really helped me to accomplish this, and start to get better at the process. But just like the millions of half-bath remodels you can find on YouTube, there are likely hundreds of thousands of black epoxy and walnut videos out there as well. And while I could have made this shelf a little simpler, as it's just a 16-inch shelf for a half bathroom, I had to figure out a way to make this into a better story. I knew I wanted the shelf to be a floating shelf, but didn't want to engineer it like I did the shelves in my kitchen. I beefed those shelves up so much they could likely hold my weight. So I tried a few new techniques, and also added in some of my favorites that I don't get to work with that often. Oh my gosh, okay. No, I am happy with that, wow. I thought it would be really cool to add a little hidden compartment, which you saw me working on a little bit earlier, to hide the screws that secure the shelf to the wall. Oh shit. Let's clean it up. Clean it up and glue it in. I love being able to manipulate some 1/4-inch steel rod while combining it with some random knobs that I found wandering around the hardware store. It was such a satisfying feeling to see it all come together, and then to see it really shine and come to life after getting a nice coat of finish on it. I really couldn't be happier with how this turned out. Considering I made it up as I went, and I only planned it in my head. Now let's hope it holds. So back we go to my epoxy and finishing room, aka the half bathroom in my basement that I take over at the end of my projects. Thankfully though, this allows me to do work on the weekends and evenings while taking a break from playing with my kids. So did I really miss an opportunity? No. My bathroom turned out exactly as I had planned. I got to work on a new project and tell my story about it at the same time. And I became a stronger father. Not only did I get to teach my kids a little lesson in some hard work, but also about how to not live life with the Uriah Heepish attitude. And now, with a few finishing touches, this project has come to an end. And maybe with a little luck of the Irish, hand-picked in my own yard, this will help us potty train the baby. Slán go foil. Brooklyn, you wanna go poop in the potty?
No,
How come?
I don't want to poop. I don't want to poop.